Hello, today we're going to be talking about a game I got recently called Agricola Master of Britain. It's by Hollandspiele Games. If you want to get hold of a copy and you're not in like Europe or the UK, you can buy it from their website. If not, in the UK, I think you get it from Second Chance Games in Birkenhead. Anyway, that's that bit. Before we go talking about it or whatever, let's go and have a look at it in the box, as it were. So, without further ado, let's dive down. Right then, so let's have a little unboxing. This is the box itself that comes in. Oops, there we go. Nice solid box. That's the front, and on the back you've got a blurb about the game, a bit of graphics, and a bit of information about what's inside. But we don't need that because we're going to look in ourselves. Right, so here we go. Off with the lid. Okay, so where are we? D8. Rulebook, 12 pages. The paper quality is pretty good, say so myself, and obviously rules are inside it, explanations of everything, and a sort of reference sheet thing at the back. Then we have the card stock itself, double printed, double sided. Different sides do different things, and the quality of the stock is really nice. Good thick counters, they're not going anywhere. And then we have these beautiful linen printed maps. You can buy these separate, but if you buy the game now, I think they come as standard in all editions. I think the original sort of first edition had paper maps, which you could buy these and upgrade. But I think all the editions of it now come with these linen maps, and they are absolutely gorgeous. This is the sort of game strategy map portion. We'll come to that in a bit. And then we have the battle map. I'll take it out, nothing else underneath it, but that's the battle map, obviously blank, one-sided. And as I said, we'll come to that in a bit as well. Once again, absolutely gorgeous maps. That's about it. That's all that's in the box. So let's go back up top and continue. Okay, and we're back. Right, so that was what's in the box. I'm not going to do a big long playthrough or anything like that. We will have a look at the maps and stuff in a bit more detail in a minute, but if you want to play through or learn how to play it, I recommend you go and have a look at a couple of videos that I'm going to put up now. The first one's from Heavy Cardboard. It's quite a long introduction. It's a live stream playthrough. Goes into very great detail on every sort of aspect of the game. And the second one is from Beyond Solitaire, which is a quick sort of playthrough explanation of the rules. I think she plays to just beyond turn one, which is really good for a quick start. It's the one I used to quick start first, then I went and watched the Heavy Cardboard one and got through all that. I'll put links to Heavy Cardboard's channel video somewhere up there, and I'll link to Beyond Solitaire. I'll link to her video up there as well. Last time I tried that, it didn't work very well. Anyway, so if not, they'll be down in the thing comments. Right, so let's go and have a quick look at the maps and battle map and stuff. Just a quick explanation of them. All right, back in a minute. Okay, so this is the starting position of the game. I won't go into how you get to this because it is fairly random to start off with. They're quite strong here. They may not be, but in this particular draw they were. And there's your Roman starting positions, and you've got your Agricola. He's got some bonuses and stuff, but you can place him with any of these legions. We'll stick him there for now. Over here, you've got your turn, your actions track. First turn, you have 3 actions. The rest of every other turn, you can have up to 5 legion actions. So here's your treasury. Your starting bank is 4, and we can spend 3, as it were. This is the victory conditions. To win the game, you need 75 victory points.
So yeah, and then this is your turn counter. To progress each turn, you need to accumulate a certain amount of victory points. Okay. So you draw out of the hostile cup first the Welsh, then the northern tribes, but you add the northern tribes to the hostile cup and then draw them out. And each time you put a chieftain in, chieftains give certain bonuses to the tribes. The whole object of the game essentially is to beat this chap. He's the Scottish one at Mons something or other, Grappa, I think it's called. Yeah, that's the sort of starting position. Now, like I say, I'm not going to go into the mechanics. I'm just showing you what it looks like when it's set up, and then we'll go over to the battle map. This is your troops and battle. So when you declare a battle, you've got your 3 legion strengths here. They go up in experience depending on what they fought. This is the sort of stuff you can convert, make settlements, which are always good because they give you victory points. I mean, killing leaders and things gives you victory points as well. Cumulative, like you can count them every turn. And this is your battle map. If you were going into a battle, you would throw a dice, consult a table, and then you put up your guys, your enemy guys like so, from left to right. I wouldn't like to be fighting these lot. So there you go. That's them, and then you pick your legion, just for argument's sake, and you would, you put them like so. It's very difficult to do this with holding a phone because I haven't got my other camera anymore, as we know. And then you can put your auxiliary units there. Depending on the initiative, you roll first, and it's just a basic buff to the top number is the attack, the lower number is the defense, and so you would buff your top number. If you can roll higher than that, they're dead. It's quite simple. It's very fast. So yeah, when you get to the big battle at the end, if you encounter it, not that I have yet because I've not got past turn 3. Yeah, so it's very simplistic. It's in mechanics, but the actual game itself is quite intense. Okay, I think that about sums it up. Obviously, I'll link to videos with better explanations of that, but I just wanted to show you the board. Oh yeah, the other thing is you've got your 3 pots as well. So your friendly troops, your unfriendly, hostile, and you do cup adjustments at the end of each turn. So friendly, unfriendly will go to hostile. Sometimes you can make a unfriendly go to friendly, and vice versa. The friendly ones are where you get your auxiliaries out of, so you can recruit more auxiliaries. So you want the tough ones to become friendly, and you can get them out as auxiliaries later in the game. Anyway, there we go. Right, let's go back up and look at my ugly mug.
And there we are, right, back in the room. So it looks a very simplistic game. It's very minimalistic in components and stuff, but I can assure you it's not. It's quite difficult. Every sort of thing that you do annoys somebody, so you're always going to get hostile reactions to everything that you do. It builds and builds and builds. I mean, if you're lucky in turn 1, when you do the setup and don't get many people in Wales, you're fine. But if you start to get lots of the British in Wales, and then up in the northern section, you get tons up there as well. Oh my God, it becomes really tough. And obviously, if the objective is not to run out of money, not to lose a battle, and to get rid of the big boss man chieftain. I played it a few times now, and I've struggled to get to turn 3. It is a very, very worthwhile investment in time. If for the price of the game, you're going to get a lot of hours out of this game. I can assure you, it is really, really good. So don't be sort of put off by its minimalistic appearance. It's very, very entertaining, and can be quite frustrating, as I've discovered. Anyway, so that's about me. That's about it on the game. I'll just give you a quick overview of why I find Agricola so interesting. He's quite an interesting character in the development of Roman Britain. He first appears in Britain around the time of the Boudiccan Rebellion. He was probably attached to Augusta at that time as a probably a tribune, I think, and that's under Paulinus, and he was probably present at the suppression of the East Anglian rebellion. He then goes off to the east and does some stuff in the east. When Vespasian becomes emperor, makes a bid for the emperor. He supports Vespasian and gets rewarded in the governorship, I think, of Britain the first time. And he comes across, I don't know whether he's a governor or not the first time, but he comes across again, and then he goes back off to Rome. But his final sort of landing, as it were, is when Vespasian's well entrenched as emperor, and he gets the governorship, and he does quite well. He manages to pacify most of the southern portion of Britain, which is now England and Wales, and moves up to Scotland, and is well on the way to pacifying Scotland when he gets recalled to Rome by Domitian. Now, if we're to believe the tale that Tacitus tells us, or Tacticus, however you want to pronounce it, who incidentally is a bit biased because he's actually Agricola's son-in-law because he's married to his daughter, obviously, otherwise he wouldn't be son-in-law, would he? And he reckons in his writings that the reason why Agricola was recalled was because of the emperor's he was outshining the emperor's performance in Germany, which may be true, may not be true, but Domitian honours him with massive triumphs and sort of stuff when he comes back to Rome. So I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm not an expert, but it doesn't seem as though there was much. There wasn't a sort of the usual backstabbing sort of thing going on. Maybe there was. I don't know. But anyway, he gets recalled to Rome and doesn't complete the pacification of modern-day Scotland. As a result, what we see after that is the fact that the Roman occupation moves southward again, more along the lines of where it is now, just south of Edinburgh, down towards the borderlands, Northumberland, Cumbria, and the Scottish borders. What I find fascinating is the fact that if he hadn't have been recalled, he could have obviously Romanized Scotland. He had sent expeditions across to Ireland as well, and there is evidence of Roman activity around that time on the Irish coastline. I think one of his auxiliary commanders, a Gallic commander, he liked the Gauls because actually, Agricola was actually born in Gaul, so he was Gallic in place of birth. The Gallic commander did actually do a landing, apparently. Obviously, whether that was for invasion purposes or trade purposes, nobody knows. But there is now archaeological evidence coming to light that Roman activity during the Agricola period on the island of Ireland. So yeah, that was interesting. The fact that one man's decision to recall Agricola back to Rome changed the history of the United Kingdom quite dramatically, I would say. Anyway, that's a bit of a waffle. That's just why I think he's an interesting character. There's tons to find out about him, and he's not. He's a great. He's a big figure in British history. He's enjoyable to read about. in the same vein as Scipio or Julius Caesar's sort of activities, but he's not as influential over the imperial activities overall as them pair. But yeah, I find him quite interesting, which is probably what drew me to the game in the first place. Anyway, that's enough waffle from me, and hopefully, if you manage to pick up a copy of the game, you'll give it a go. It's, like I say, it's quite interesting. It passes a fun hour or two, frustrating as they are, but it's well worth the money. I think you can get it in the UK for about £35, which is not too bad, really. Okay, all right, see you next one. Bye.